lecture, we will talk more about properties of exponents. Probably before you look at this lecture, you want to review the properties of exponents, the previous lecture. In that lecture, we said we have a to the m times a to the n equals a to the m plus n. This one is called product rule. Here is multiplication, product. A to the m divided by a to the n equals a to the m minus n. Is the exponent upstairs minus the exponent downstairs. This one is called quotient rule. A to the m, then to the n equals a to the m times n, not plus here, m times n. So this one is called power rule. A to the 0 equals 1 if a is not 0. That's 0 exponent rule. And a to the negative n is 1 over a to the n. This one is called negative exponent rule. Okay? Basically, negative n on the exponent, then the whole thing equals 1 over a to the n. This negative sign simply tells us we have a 1 upstairs, then downstairs is a to the n. Okay, review why. In the previous lecture, we have 5 rules. This rule says that if 3 to the negative 2, we have this example, then this negative tells us we have a 1 upstairs. Downstairs is 3 squared. Huh? Okay? So we know 3 squared is 9, so the final answer is 1/9. For the same reason, 2 to the negative 3 equals negative sign tells us there is 1 upstairs. Downstairs is just 2 cubed. Okay? We know 2 cubed is 8, so the final answer is 1/8. Now consider this case. 1 over 3 to the negative 2. We know 1 over something is 1 divided by 3 to the negative 2. This over means divided by. And then 3 to the negative 2, by the previous rule, is that 1 over 3 squared. Since here is division, you flip 1 over 3 squared. So you have a 3 squared upstairs, 1 downstairs, and here from division to multiplication. That's the rule for division of fractions. Now, 1 times any number is that number, so it's basically 3 squared over 1. And divided by 1 is basically 3 squared, so 3 squared is 9. If you look at 1 over 3 to the negative 2 and 3 squared or 3 squared over 1, you will see we have basically this rule. Okay, I change negative exponent downstairs to the positive exponent. You see the 1 right here? 1 over 3 to the negative 2 is basically 3 squared. Negative sign disappears. Okay? So this is true in general. Now, Using those two rules, look at this example. 3 over 4 to the negative 3. We know by this rule, any number to the negative exponent is basically 1 over that number to the exponent. You see right here, negative sign gives us 1 upstairs, downstairs is 3 squared. Negative sign gives us 1 upstairs, downstairs is 3 cubed. So this one gives us negative sign 1 upstairs, downstairs is 4 over 3 cubed. Now, 1 over something is 1 divided by this thing, which is 4 over 3 then cubed. And by the rule, we have a power 4 over 3 cubed is 4 cubed over 3 cubed. Here is division. If you change division to multiplication, then you have a 3 cubed upstairs, 4 cubed downstairs. From division to multiplication, you simply flip the second one. Alright. 1 times any number again is that number. And we know 3 cubed is 27, and 4 cubed is 64. And we know again 3 cubed over 4 cubed can be written as 3 over 4 then cubed. The reason I wrote in this way is that look at this one and the one right here. Here is 4 over 3 to the negative 3. And here 3 is still upstairs, but inside you have a 3, 4 reversed. 4 goes downstairs, 3 goes upstairs. So 3 upstairs, 4 downstairs. Negative sign disappeared. This will give us the last rule. A over b to the negative n is like this one. Negative sign disappeared, and exponent inside the bracket. B goes upstairs, A goes downstairs. Those 1, 2, 3 rules are very important. Look at the example right here. Again, 7 to the negative 3 equals what? By this rule. Okay? Or you may say by this rule. That's basically negative sign gives us a 1 upstairs. Downstairs is 7 cubed. And we know 7 cubed is 343. Okay? Upstairs is still 1. That's the final answer. So you may try this one yourself. 6 to the negative 3. This actually will give us, negative sign give us 1 upstairs. Downstairs is 6 cubed, which is 216. Okay? Now, look at this one. This one is 2 to the 4th over 3 to the negative 2. We know 2 to the 4th by this rule. Negative gives us 1 upstairs, and then 2 to the 4th. 3 to the negative 2 by this rule, or you may say by this rule, 3 goes upstairs, 3 squared. Okay? Downstairs is 1. 3 squared is 9. 2 to the 4th is 16, so that's 9 over 16. Now, try yourself. This one is 5 to the negative 2 over 3 to the negative 4. So basically you want to switch that. 3 to the 4th, 5 squared. 5 squared is 25. 3 to the 4th is 81. Try yourself right here. Look at this one. This one looks a little bit complicated. 1 over x to the negative 7. Look, previously we have this rule. You change the exponent from negative to positive. Inside you flip it. Okay? So you flip inside, x goes upstairs, 1 goes downstairs, then negative goes to positive. And then 7 goes to x, x to the 7th, 1 goes to 7 goes to 1, 1 to the 7th is 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 7 times. It's not 7, it's 1. So, x to the 7th, that's actually x to the 7th over 1 to the 7th. So here is 1, and then x to the 7th. Alright? Now, try yourself this one. 1 over y to the negative 6, and then the answer is y to the 6th. Try yourself. Similar to the step right here. Now, 3 squared times 3 to the negative 4th. By the product rule, we should add 2 exponents. So here is 3 plus negative 4. Is 2 plus negative 4. 2 plus negative 4 is negative 2. So 3 to the negative 2. Again, negative sign gives us 1 upstairs. Downstairs is 3 squared, which is 1 over 9. Try yourself. Similar examples. 4 to the negative 6 times 4 to the 8th. So you want to add negative 6 with 8. In this case, which you will have is 6 plus negative 6 plus 8. So in this case, you have a positive 2 upstairs. And then you have a 4 squared, then you should have y, that's 16. Okay, that's 16. Okay. Now, try this one. Let's look at this one. This one is 4 to the 2 to the negative 4 times 2 to the negative 2. Again, by the product rule, you want to add 2 exponents. So basically right here you want to add negative 4, negative 2. That will give us negative 6. Then equals 1 over 2 to the 6th. Because again, negative 1 gives us 1 upstairs. Downstairs is 2 to the 6th. We know 2 to the 6th is 64, so the final answer is 1 over 64. Now, try this one yourself. This one says that 4 to the negative 1 times 4 to the negative 2, you add negative 1, negative 2, then you have a negative 3. So 4 to the negative 3, negative gives us 1 upstairs, and 4 cubed is 64. Alright? Okay. Now, let's look at this example. This example says that negative 5, exponent positive 3. Again, by this product rule, you want to add negative 5 with 3, add exponent. This gives us negative 2. Negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. And the negative sign gives us 1 upstairs. Downstairs is just x squared. Try this one yourself. Okay? This one is y to the negative 6 times y squared. That's actually y to the negative 4th. Because negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4. And then the final answer will be 1 over y to the 4th. Okay. Let's look at this one. This one is 2 negative numbers. Okay. look very similar. Now, add those two exponents, a to the -2 plus -3, again is like this one by a product rule. You want to do is multiplication here, you want to add two exponents, n plus n. Alright? So here -2 plus -3 is -5. Again, negative sign gives us 1 upstairs, downstairs is a to the 5th. Try this one yourself. You will see b to the -5th times b to the -2, and then -5 plus -2 is -7. Negative sign gives us 1 upstairs, downstairs is b to the 7th. Now, look at this one. X over x to the -2. Now, if you leave x to the -2, this x to the -2 is downstairs. Then you want to move it to the upstairs, so x to the -2 comes to be x squared. And then x times x squared, you can review, there is a 1 here. Okay, so 1 plus 2 gives us 3, so it's x cubed. Try this one yourself. Is y over y to the -3. So the similar way, you will have a y times y cubed, which is y to the 4th. Okay, now look at this one. This one is that x to the -3, by this rule, x to the -3, this one needs to go downstairs. So then you have a x cubed. The negative sign disappeared. Okay? And then x to the -1, you move this upstairs, delete the negative sign. Okay? Now, x to the first, 3x cubed, you have a 1x upstairs, 3x downstairs, so you cancel 1x. Then you have a 1 over x squared. Okay? Now, try this one yourself. The final answer is 1 over x squared. Okay? Similar reason. Now, this one looks a little bit more complex. We know in order to delete this negative sign by this rule, we need to delete this negative sign, we need to flip numerator and denominators inside. So if you flip it, b squared goes upstairs, a to the 4th goes downstairs, then negative goes to positive. Okay, then 2 goes to each and inside. You see it's by this rule. A to the m to the n is actually a to the m times n. Not addition, Not addition. This one is called power rule. So here b squared and then squared is b to the 2 times b to the 2 times 2, which is b to the 4th. Downstairs is -4 times 2 for the exponent, which is a to the -8th. Okay. Now we know a to the -8. Then by this rule, in order to delete this negative sign, then a goes upstairs. So the case is the same. Delete negative sign in front of 8, then a goes upstairs. So that's a to the 8th times b to the 4th. Try this one yourself. Similar to the one right here, you will have the answer is a to the 6th and b to the 9th. Okay, it's multiplication, no addition here. Okay, -2 negative 3. Alright, you got positive 6. Okay? So basically right here, that's multiplication. Exponent multiplication. Now, last one. X to the 5th over y to the negative 2, then whole thing to the negative 3. Again, in order to delete this negative sign, you need flip numerator, denominator inside. When y to the negative 2 goes upstairs, x to the 5th goes downstairs, then negative goes to positive. Now, 3 goes to each thing inside. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. 5 times 3, which is 15. Now, this y to the negative 6 is like the one right here. Delete negative sign, then a to the negative, a to the n. So here delete negative, you have a y to the 6th goes downstairs. Previously we have a x to the 15th, so you keep those two, and then you have a 1 upstairs. Try this one yourself. Similarly, we have the one right here, similar to this one. Okay? The final answer is the one right here. 1 over x to the 12th, and then here is y to the 6th. Okay? So I will see you next time in the next lecture.